Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're going to strip away all the noisy, speculative hype from that crazy 2021 NFT boom. We're looking at something way more fundamental. We're talking about the actual plumbing of the music industry. Because let's be honest, right now, that plumbing is completely busted. It's bogged down by these massive 80-page PDF contracts and totally outdated spreadsheets. But right beneath the surface, blockchain technology is quietly stepping in to fix these massive leaks, reclaim lost royalties, and rebuild a relationship with fans. So let's just get right into the numbers. Okay, let's dive into this. $600. I really want you to feel the visceral gut punch of that figure. When a musician works tirelessly, puts out a hit song, and finally hits 1 million streams on a platform like Spotify, this tiny amount is often literally all they see. 1 million listens. I mean, that sounds massive, right? But it translates to just $600 in their bank account. And to make it even worse, they usually have to endure a grueling 6-month wait just to get their hands on it. So you're probably wondering, how did that math even work?
Well, to understand why, we have to look at what's called the penny problem. See, when a song gets 1 million streams, Spotify actually pays out somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. Let's just call it $4,000 for the sake of easy math. Now, Spotify isn't the villain here. They actually pay out about 70% of their revenue. The real problem, it's the system that eats that money up. That $4,000 gets carved up so fast, the label takes a massive 50 to 80% chunk right off the bat. Then, the distributor takes 15%. The publisher, they take 10%. The performing rights organization takes another 10%. By the time it finally trickles all the way down, the actual creator, the person who made the music, is left with just a tiny 15% sliver of the label's share. It is just a fraction of the pie.
And you know what? The slicing of the pie isn't even the most broken part of all this. The real issue is the data tracking it. Today's music industry basically runs on PDF contracts and, get this, around 50 different totally mismatched databases. It's an accounting system that was literally built for vinyl records. And the result? A $2.5 billion black box every single year. That is $2.5 billion of unmatched royalties just sitting in limbo, often because of simple typos or missing data, which eventually just gets handed over to the major labels. Now, let's contrast that with the Web3 solution, on-chain smart contracts. If you put a song's rights on a blockchain, which is a database no one exclusively owns and no one can secretly alter, you finally have one public, unchangeable source of truth. But even if the data is miraculously correct, the traditional timeline is just excruciating. Starting from release day, artists are forced into this incredibly painful waiting game. They won't see their first payout for anywhere from 6 to 24 months. And if we're talking about foreign payouts, that can take a full 2 years. So what happens? The artist is literally broke while their song is climbing the charts. This forces them to rely on label advances. But here's the catch. These advances aren't gifts. They are loans against the artist's own future earnings, and they're usually recouped at an 80% rate. The artist is essentially borrowing their own future money just to survive the delay. And this brilliantly illustrates the alternative, which is remarkably simple and instantaneous. A stream or a sale occurs, boom, instantly, a smart contract executes the terms of the deal. Then it auto-splits the payout in just 4 seconds. So we're taking a 6 to 24-month wait, totally bogged down by human error and red tape, and turning it into a 4-second automatic payout directly to writers and producers. And this isn't just theoretical. An artist named 3LA actually used a platform called Royal to do exactly this, and he successfully paid out $2 million directly to 500 fans and artists, completely cleanly and transparently. Section 1. Surviving the crash beyond the 2021 hype. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it shows the reality check we had to go through. In 2021, the NFT market crashed hard, mainly because a lot of projects illegally promised passive profits, essentially turning digital souvenirs into unregistered securities. Poof, 95% of asset values vanished almost overnight. But the unglamorous foundational infrastructure, that survived. Today, there are 4 distinct models successfully operating without all that speculative hype. First, we have Catalog, which focuses on one-of-one art. It works purely on digital scarcity for fine art, music, letting artists keep 100% of their masters. Then there's Sound.xyz. Using edition drops for $5 to $25, it works beautifully because it's built entirely on patronage and access, not some promise of return on investment. Then Audius acts as a decentralized streaming platform, capturing the long tail of artists who don't have major label backing and actually paying them out weekly. And finally, Royal, who successfully navigated the legal hurdles by filing Reg A+ with the SEC, allowing fans to legally buy shares of streaming royalties. They aren't promising illegal profits, they're building compliant, working infrastructure. But hey, let's keep it grounded in reality here.
Web3 is absolutely not going to completely kill the record label. Why? Well, because fans are not a marketing department. Labels still provide massive global promotional machines and millions in upfront capital. The reality is that by 2026, 80% of artists will probably still sign with labels. But, and this is the massive shift, Web3 gives artists real leverage. If an artist can go to a platform like Sound.xyz and raise $500,000 directly from their core fans, well, they can walk right into a label boardroom and demand a 50-50 net split. They can demand to keep their master recordings. The tech doesn't replace the label, it forces the label to come to the table and offer much better, fairer deals.
Section 2. The 2035 Reality. AI, Rights, and Invisible Infrastructure.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Look, we have to acknowledge that copyright law and physical courts will always beat computer code. A blockchain isn't a judge. But what the blockchain does provide is undeniable, time-stamped evidence of creation and ownership. And this directly solves one of the absolute biggest panics in music right now, artificial intelligence. Everyone is terrified of AI scraping an artist's catalog without permission, right? But if a song is born on-chain with its metadata permanently attached, an AI training on that song instantly triggers a smart contract license. That contract then automatically splits and pays the original creators for the use of their data. It's like magic. We literally take the terrifying threat of AI theft and turn it into an automated, legal licensing pipeline. Performing rights organizations like GEMA and Sechem are actually already running pilots on this. It ensures that AI doesn't kill music, it actually funds it.
Ultimately, the grand end state for all of this technology is total invisibility. The goal isn't for everyone to become a crypto day trader. No, the goal is for the blockchain to act purely as a back-office protocol. Think of it kind of like SSL encryption on your web browser. You use it every single day to securely buy things online, but you never actually sit there and think about the acronym SSL. In this future, fans will stream normally on their favorite apps, just like they do today. But on the back end, the ledger is completely controlled by the artist. They see their wallet, they see their splits, and they get paid their money instantly, all without anyone ever needing to utter the word crypto.
So, the crucial point is this. For the first time in music history, the ledger belongs to the artist. The rest is still up to the song. Blockchain won't write a catchy hook for you, and it certainly won't make you famous, but it will absolutely guarantee your accounting is honest. And that begs a really big question. Is the music industry finally ready to let machines handle the money so the music itself can stay human? I want you to think about that the next time you stream your favorite independent artist. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.